But how did our paint booth do?
Our paint booth was amazing, dude. Now we just got a huge mess on our hands.
What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today is the day that we're finally gonna paint our 2019 GMC Duramax. And the first thing that we're gonna do is actually run to the store and get all of our supplies together. And once we get back, we're gonna finish prepping this thing for paint. And hopefully the paint booth is available. If not, we'll probably just end up painting it at the house. So let's go ahead, not waste any time, head to the store and get all of our supplies.
All right, guys, so we got everything that we need here. Now let's head back to the house and get that thing prepped. So we just took this truck apart one last time. We are about to wet sand all the edges, and I do have to fix a little dinger right there on the fender. No big deal. But we did forget to mention to you guys that we did pass inspection the other day. It was just really late in the day, didn't have time to record it, but all he did was go through all the receipts, make sure all the parts weren't stolen, and he did a few measurements on the frame rail, so we're good there. Now it is time to get this thing all sanded and ready for some paint. So while that's drying, we're gonna go ahead and take apart this front bumper and get it ready for some wet sanding.
All right, so we finally got that little dinger fixed. We got it out in the sun because we want that primer fully dry before we finish wet sanding everything. But also, where are we gonna paint?
We gotta paint here, man. The paint booths are all booked for this weekend and for today, so we want to get this thing painted before this weekend, so we're just gonna paint here. We're gonna set something up, make sure the shop is nice and clean. We do have a little outtake fan, but we're not really painting a whole lot, not like a whole entire car. It should be fairly easy to paint.
If there is a little bit of trash or little bits of dust particles, we will be able to buff it out easily.
Yeah, no problem about that.
No problem about that. We also went ahead and sanded the front bumper. It's all ready. All we gotta do is just touch up a little bit of edges here, right?
Yeah, as soon as that's dry, we're gonna go ahead and touch everything up. Once we're done touching everything up, we're gonna go ahead and tape the truck up, and then we're gonna start cleaning up the inside of this bay right here because we want the floors to be nice and clean. We'll go ahead and sweep everything up. Then we're gonna actually set up a tarp like going across the shop because we don't want too much overspray going on all the other stuff. So we got a lot of work on our hands to set up our own little makeshift paint booth, but that's what we do on this channel. So let's go ahead and get started. taped that wall up right there and went ahead and taped up the truck, got everything ready to go. We did forget to sand one filler piece right here, but we're gonna go ahead and quickly sand out with the 600. And then after that, we're gonna set everything up, but we are gonna clean the floor, clean everything out of here. And one of our main goals is to try to minimize the amount of trash that's gonna be getting inside of our paint. So what we came up with was actually getting some of these spray bottles, filling up with water and spraying the whole entire floor up just to keep it from actually moving around in the air. Once our fan cuts on, we're gonna actually close one garage door, cut the fan on, crack one halfway open just to get a nice flow in here, almost like a paint booth. So let's not waste any time, sand that filler piece, wax and grease remove everything, and then get to painting.
Alright, so now it is time for some paint mixing, a little bit of gun cleaning, and then we're gonna go in there and wax and grease remove everything, right?
Yep, we're ready to go, man. We're ready to spray our first base coat, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I already got the water tank or the pump thing ready, so I'm gonna spray the floors down.
And this is all the paint that we got. It's ready to spray. They already reduced it for us. You know, that's the good thing about CarMax
Is it CarMax or CarQuest?
CarQuest. Good thing about CarQuest, that you can go ahead and tell them to reduce it. You know, it makes it a lot easier on us. We don't have to sit there and mix it with mixing cups. So it's ready to go. So right now, I'm just gonna do a little bit of cleaning on this gun, and then we're gonna mix up some paint and get ready to spray. Alright guys, so everything is wax and grease removed. We're about to shut down the garage door a little bit. We got the fan on. Just the last thing to do is actually tack cloth it, and then we'll be ready to spray. Alright guys, so the base coat went down smoothly. Hopefully there ain't no dust whenever we're about to spray this clear coat, but everything is going just as we planned. So right now I'm actually going to clean this gun, prep the clear coat gun, and then mix our clear coat, and then go ahead and spray our first coat of clear. So the first coat of clear ate a lot of it actually, so we're already mixing up some more.
but it went down pretty nicely. Minimal, very minimal trash in there. I did see a few little drops, but nothing the buffer can't take care of, right?
Yep, that's true, but we're getting a pretty dang good paint job in our garage.
That's what I'm saying, dude. So let's go ahead, mix up the second coat of clear and probably throw it down. Maybe even do 3. How many coats do you think we're gonna throw?
Depending on how much trash there is. If there's quite a bit of trash, I'll probably throw 3, you know, 3.
That way you could cut it down and buff it real nice.
Yes, sir. So let's get it, man. Alright, so we are completely done painting this thing. The blend went absolutely amazing. We went ahead and unwrapped everything just because the clear coat was drying pretty quick in this heat, but it looks really good, dude. I'm super happy how it came out. The way it matched up to the hood. Look at that.
That's what I was gonna go to. I was like,
that's like a perfect match, dude. That looks really good. And the bumper came out amazing as well. The bumper actually had the least amount of trash, surprisingly.
Super smooth, dude.
There's really nothing at all. We do have a little bit on the door right here. Maybe because whenever we taped it up here, a little bit of trash can fly out through these seams and stuff like that, usually with every car. But right now, we let it dry actually for a few hours. We're actually gonna move it outside into the sun and just let it bake and let that thing completely cure. Because the next day, we're probably gonna try to give this thing a little buff and start putting this thing back together.
Looks even better. What do you think?
Dang, that is a perfect match.
Nice and shiny.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that looks beautiful. I can't wait to throw all the trim back on it, give it a little buff. Probably buff the whole entire side or something. I don't know what we're gonna do.
Yep, definitely. You know, make it look nice, dude.
It looks OEM already. Let me see what it looks like on the hood from over here outside. So we went, dude, it looks perfect, dude.
Yeah, that's a perfect match, dude. Came out great.
Beautiful, man. I can't wait to get this thing back together because that lift has got to go on it. Also, the wheels and tires, we got some outrageous,
some awesome things, dude, actually coming, some exciting things. Well, first of all, the lift, and then new wheels and tires, dude.
I can't wait to show them that, dude.
And then we got other things that we can't really talk about. So, man, dude, that's probably going to be the next step after we get this thing buffed and put back together is the lift kit.
So we also just brought out the bumper. Man, this thing is super slick. Dude, I actually kind of like the look of the stock bumpers painted.
Yeah, they look
color
really
matched
good.
Or whatever.
But you never know what we can do in the future, you know what I mean?
Dude.
But the stock bumper looks absolutely amazing. That's for sure.
No problems with it at all.
Especially with the fog lights and everything and all this. So we do need a new center section because our chrome one's actually kind of messed up.
Yeah.
But we just didn't want to buy it right away because it was like $400. So if you guys know where we can get a used one somewhere online or something, let us know.
We would definitely appreciate it, you know?
Let us know in the comments down below. But other than that, dude.
Man, look how sparkly it is.
Definitely, we definitely need to buff out this paint is so dual, like you can't really tell on camera, but if you put like a really high powered light on it, whenever it's in the shade, you can actually see a ton of little scratches. I think he just went through, whoever owned this kept going through a self drive-through car wash, you know. Them are really bad for your vehicle, but we're gonna get it looking right.
Yeah, what you would do, you could kind of tell like the difference between these two panels right here, and that's because it's so dull, it needs a buff.
Yeah, this is brand new clear coat, and this clear coat is a little bit, you know,
tons of swirls and scratches from that self car wash. But how did our paint booth do?
Our paint booth was amazing, dude. Now we just got a huge mess on our hands, dude. We got to tear down all this tarp, but it worked really good, dude.
That's what I'm saying. When we were using that water right there to wet the floor, it actually helped probably keep that dust down.
Definitely.
And that fan was just enough to keep the flow going.
Yeah, it was awesome, dude. I don't mind painting little things like that, but a whole car paint booth for sure, but it turned out amazing.
Alrighty guys, so it is actually the next day. The paint had plenty of time to dry. Now what we're gonna do is actually color sand it and buff it so we can put everything back together. So we just got done wet sanding both of the body panels. For the fender, we did start off with a 2000 grit and then moved on to a 2500 just to smooth it out a lot better because it was a little bit more rougher than this door. As for the door, we did just use a 2500 because we don't want to cut it down too much. We're trying to get this factory finish, like orange peel a little bit, so we don't want to have a super shiny door and then a super orange pilly door. So we're going to try to match that OEM finish. We did finish everything off with a 3000 though, so right now I went ahead and cleaned my buffer pad. I got my buffer ready, so let's go ahead and get this thing buffed out. So that is it for the buffing and polishing. It looks absolutely amazing and it looks almost OEM. Now let's go ahead and start putting this sucker back together. Guys, check this out. We got it completely together and it looks absolutely amazing. All buffed and polished. The whole front end is put back together. All that we got left is to now just give it a nice little wash, man. Yeah, let's go ahead and give this thing a complete wash because we do have buffing compound all over the truck. We don't want it to dry out too much in the sun. Then it's gonna be way harder to put to take off later. But dude, this thing looks super good. We are missing one little sensor bracket right here. We have the sensor, we just don't have the bracket. Dealership said it was gonna take up to a week. The color matchup is on point, I gotta say, dude. Looks absolutely amazing. Perfect. Now let's go ahead and pull it over there and give this thing a nice wash. So we just gave this thing a wash, we dried it and all that good stuff, and this thing looks absolutely beautiful. Just check it out, sparkling in the sunlight. But that is all that we're gonna do for today's video. Stay tuned for the next one where we're probably gonna do the lift kit and wheels and tires. This thing is gonna look absolutely different and it's gonna be an absolute animal when we're done with it. So with that being said, be sure to turn on your post notifications so you don't miss out on anything. Also, be sure to follow us on Instagram at goonzquad where you can get inside scoop there before YouTube. And if you wanna support your boys, be sure to visit goonzquad.com and copy some merch. Thank you guys for all the love and support. Be sure to drop your comments down below and we'll catch you next time. Peace.